It seems these days that you just can't get by doing anything, right? I'm a college student right now. I need to download, or buy, yeah, I don't even know now, like 10 different books. If I was to actually buy those books, I would be in what would be called bankruptcy, right? We don't want to do that right now. We're broke. We're college student. You know what I mean? You might be a college student. You might be someone young trying to, or you might be someone at all trying to learn how to get something from the digital screen to a paper machine, right? So I have today a tutorial where you only need three things to get you by, and a couple of websites too, but we'll get to that later. It's a hole punch. You need a ream of paper, or as many sheets of paper as you think you'd need for your book there. You also would need a printer too, but you can go to your local library for that, and 3-inch binder. Okay, so the first website that we're going to go to is Free Media Heck Yeah. Now, this is already assuming that you've got your book title ready, your author ready to go, or whatever you're trying to look to search up the book that you're trying to get or whatever. This doesn't have to just apply for books, right? This can also be for manga or, comic books, tons of different printable media if you wanted to do this. I'm downloading instruction manuals. I did this for my bike instruction manual. I did this for a plethora of my textbooks. So this is the method. This is the method. All right. So what we're going to do is from Free Media, heck yeah, right? This is a .NET site created by a bunch of Redditors. What you're going to do is we're going to search and type in the word ebooks, right? Ebooks, epic. Okay, and we're going to just press enter, and we're going to scroll all the way up to the top. Up at the top here, we have a ton of different sites that are just free libraries, right? Now, these aren't mine. These aren't yours, right? So whether you download them or not is really up to how much you want to piss off your ISP, right? That's really all it is. Okay, so we've got a couple that I'm going to call good. I'm going to give it the Benny seal of approval. That's Anna's Archive and Z Library. Both are pretty good. You can also do Library Genesis and Internet Archive. Those are also pretty good. The rest of these I have no idea about. I have genuinely no idea about. That is your mileage may vary right there, okay? But what we're going to do is I'm going to go to Anna's Archive because this is the book that I need, okay? Okay, so then we're going to go to Anna's Archive. You don't need to worry about any of this scrolling monstrosity on the sides or whatever. You need to worry about this thing right here. I'm going to circle it in the edit. This thing right here is all you need to worry about. That's where you search up, like I said, the title, the author. If you got the ISBN, if you're a nerd, that's what we're going to do, okay? Now, I'm a nerd today, so we're going to go ahead and type in the ISBN. Hey, never mind. I don't have the ISBN. I'm a nerd. I'm not a nerd. Whatever. I don't care. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look up the title of the book instead. You can do this as well. Like I said, this is this website, Anna's Archive, as well as many others, kind of cross-reference a lot of their own stuff, like the Internet Archive, archive.org, LibGen, and tons of different other websites like that, right? So they all cross-reference each other, so that's where you get your downloads from, right? Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to look up Today's Technician Breaks. That's the book that I need. I'm trying to look over my break stuff, and I'm going to go for this cool one that just got released in 2018 that might be the most up-to-date one that they have. So here we are. This is the book that I'm going to download. Your book title might look a little bit different, but generally speaking, this is what it's going to look like. All we need to worry about is we're going to scroll all the way down. I go down to the slow downloads. I have never tried the fast downloads. You could probably try it. It's neither way, you know what I mean? But I'm going to do the slow partner 9. This is just what I did. It brings me to a wait list, and then, hang on, it's going to check your browser. It's going to give you some spooky for a second. Don't worry about it. If you got ad blocker, you should be fine. Okay, so now, what they say is to download, copy this URL, then paste it in your browser's URL bar. Alright, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm on Mozilla, so hopefully we should be fine. If you see the link itself, brings me to a LibGen link, so it should be, just give me to, like I said, directly to LibGen, whatever server, whatever. And bada bing. Look at that. There is the LibGen. Now, I should inspect the file, maybe, but you know what? If you are a college student doing this on a Chromebook, it doesn't matter, right? You know what I mean? If you're doing this on a computer that you want to die but won't, it doesn't matter, right? So, I got 500 pages now of this monstrosity, and now we're going to show you exactly how we're going to print it. Now, specifically, I wanted to show you how to print it because a lot of people will show the printer and they'll just like, yeah, I just got a double-sided printer. You know what I mean? Yeah, some people aren't that fucking lucky or smart. Okay? Some people, hang on, I'm switching to the face cam. Some people aren't that smart enough to get a double-sided printer when they check. They see the e-ink, they see the ego tank, they see the glory behind maybe, you know, not having to spend so much on their cartridges or whatever, right? And all of a sudden, you're hit with, by the way, asshole, you cannot print on the other side of the page. Not without flipping it over 10 different ways. So I'm going to show you how I do that, okay? I'm going to show you how my camera cut out. That's insane. Okay, I will be... Alright, so we're back on the screen. Sorry, yeah, like I said, my camera's stupid. Okay, so we click on print. Right? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. Bet. Now, when I print, I usually only try to print two things. Right? Just for consistency. I don't need to print... Look at all this mess, dude. Like, all this, like, filler page. And there's a couple pages like that are in the back, too. There are some pages that you really don't need that are filler, like this. This is crazy. So I'm going to print probably the first, looks like 9-10 pages, right? Because I don't need any of this bullshit that tells you how to read a textbook, right? That's crazy. You know what I mean? So we're gonna print probably this page, these 3 pages. And I'm not honestly going to do it all at once. So if you're in a hurry from a library or something, like you can't really print that many pages all at once or whatever, you just need a certain amount and you need to do this, you know, over time. You know, I've done this before. What I would do then is I could go with for either odds, right? I could print out just odds, just depending on where I'm at. The evens too, you know, just cut them in half. And this is again just assuming that I don't have double-sided printing as well. That's crazy. If that happens, it doesn't matter because you can do custom, right? So then I can do page 1, page 5, right? And it'll show up, right? But here we go. See, now I've skipped all that filler and I'm right to where I need to be in the book. Okay, so then when I flip the page or whatever, it's that front page, then it's right where I need to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and print that out and see how that looks. Okay, going super slow right now. I guess a firmware is needed for my printer. I don't care about that. As you can see, I also need heads. I don't know if you can actually see that at all, but there's like lines in my stuff, so that's cool. I don't really care about the color. It's nice that I have it, I guess, but it's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so we have our front cover, so now we can start hole punching if we wanted to, start slapping it into our binder, or we can even make this the front for just, like I said, continuity. If we needed to like organize it on a shelf or whatever, then we can slide it into that front pocket here. You know what I mean? Like that. Okay, so let's get back to the computer. All right, so we're back up top and we have our first piece of paper. Now, to turn this into a double-sided page, if we only have a one-sided printer, it's kind of simple, kind of complicated, but you want to bear with me for a second, okay? So, imagine this paper is facing you. This is how you would be holding the paper with the text facing your eyeballs, okay? All right, now, what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around like this, okay? And then we're going to turn it like this. So the back sheet should be facing you with its top down. Right? The blank side of the back sheet should be facing you with its top down. Okay, I'll try and put a visual up on the screen just to demonstrate it, and then I'll also try and show you how it looks. But we're going to do an example right now. I've got technically page V. I've got page V. So we're going to get page VI, or page 6, Roman numeral 6 and 5. And we are going to show it together so that it will... You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let's get into it. Just one more time for you guys. I'm going to turn this around, turn this like this, take it, and pop it in. Okay, then we are going to go to the print button again for our PDF file. We're going to go back to our custom, right? And then we're going to type in, and this is literally page 5, then 6. So we're going to type in page 6, and we're just going to hit print. Just going to hit print. See how it goes. Hot off the presses, hot off the presses. Okay, here we go. Top to bottom, you can see the written English as it should be, right side up. Now let's turn the page. Oh, mama. Right side up. That's how we do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this over to the handy-dandy crafting table, and please ignore my gourd, my colored pencil, can opener, cat food, and cheese balls with rubber gloves. And we're just going to go ahead and pop this right in to the stupid little punch hole puncher. Good lord, cannot speak today. punch it. Boom. Did it work? I think so. Barely. Good lord, dude. This is the worst freaking hole puncher in the world. Okay. Pop that in. See? Need 2 arms because I am not a strong man. And we are going to stick that in there. Bada bing. First page. First 2 pages. First complete page. Huh? Done. Done. So 2 things. Before we start printing here, I wanted to point out that in the description below, there is going to be every number, odds and evens, if you are like me and you have a dumb printer. 1 through 1,000 are going to be down there below. Hopefully the character count will allow it, but I've got it in a Google Sheet, no less. So if it happens to be like that, I'll just link the or I'll open this up and then I'll just link the document and I'll make it uneditable so people don't fuck with it. But that is going to be there for you guys, and for me, my specific thing is when I'm printing, I've deleted, you can notice here, I've deleted like 5 and 3 and a couple other pages here just because I wanted to get rid of the filler, but I left this one, and this is, again, just for me because I wanted to open up the page, and then I've got like the opening of the book, like, I don't know. It was just for a nice touch and adds a little bit of like, oh, you know, it's nice, you know, even though it's technically fucking this is bad, you know, or it's wrong in some way. This is nice, you know. With that in mind, let's go ahead and try to hit print. So while that's going, I wanted to talk about another thing, and that is the archives themselves and free media, heck yeah, and stuff like that. So these are super cool. Well, we'll let them load if they will, but my browser's messing up. These are really cool archives to find pretty much anything that you wanted to. Like I said, you could find stuff for manga, so you can find like the Invincible stuff, you can find the One Punch Man stuff if you're into that. You know, there's tons of different stuff that you can get into. I just looked up, like, if I look up my motorcycle, because I know I've been looking up some different repair manuals before, just trying to figure out the timing of it. There's a couple videos online, but nobody's got it down right, so I gotta pat that down right. But yeah, the Hoy editions or whatever of the manuals are available. So who knows? Maybe your truck, your car manual, your bike manual, maybe it's a power sport, whatever manual is available. So it's always worth checking it out, just taking a look, and while it's printing. For the most part, these sites don't even really require even an account. Like, you just saw me do all that without even logging in or anything. So that's the benefit of these, is that you don't really need to log in. You can, like I said, do this at a library if you needed to. So it's really, if in my opinion, open source, I guess, but it's just really accessible. It's super accessible to do this. So yeah, let's just go ahead and let this print, and then I'll show you how we do this for a big stack from odds and evens, and we'll go from there. So we've got our stack printed off. I've just got an example set here, but we know that, let's say that it's page 1 through 20, right? So we want to have our very last odd page number be 19, okay? Because you only have if you're printing out 20 pages, then that means you have 10 sheets, right? So 10 full sheets of paper. So you'd have to have it end on an even, or else you'd have one extra, and then you'd be wasting your paper. Not technically, but I mean that's what I'm saying. So it's easier to compartmentalize your stuff. I try to go from 1 through 100, or 101 technically. So that's what I do. But remember, when you have your sheet of paper, right, even if it's a stack of papers, right, all you have to do literally is, this is your eyeballs again. Your eyeballs are now facing this paper. All you have to do is do this, right, turn it like that, and turn it like that. So it's as big as it gets. It doesn't matter if it's as big as 50 pages or whatever, or it's as small as 2 or whatever. That is the load order, and that's because the way that the printing program actually prints is from back to front, if you can believe it. So when you have it all come out, it'll come out as like page 80, page 81, and so on and so forth. That is the key thing to remember when you're double-sided printing. And if you're not double-sided printing, and you came here for the free stuff, I will show you some more free stuff here. This is, again, free media, heck yeah. Everybody loves it because there's so much literal free stuff that is available all throughout the internet. And that's kind of why they even made this web page, is because there were so many people trying to escape certain net systems, web systems, payment systems, that they're like, yeah, this is the way to go. So a lot of different things are here. There's like different, if you wanted to play mobile games, if you wanted to say, let's like emulator, right, like Pokemon or some shit like that. So we can look up all of that. Yeah, PK Hex, dude, it's right there. You know what I mean? It is right there. So all the cool stuff. How about modding for games, right? So let's say like, let's say Rage Client or something. See if that's in there, something like that. Client tools, see what I mean? You know what I mean? There, it is all over, right? And I'm not saying you should. Oh, I'm not saying you should. But I am saying it's there, right? And I am saying that there are accessible tools, and that's why this site is so goated. It is so cool. I like browsing here just to see what new stuff pops up every once in a while. For this instance, the literature is where it's at. You can also get a ton of music and stuff, videos, all through mostly Internet Archive, if anything. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do that's really fun. And, you know, man, just take a peek at it. Just take a peek. You might have never seen this before, or if you have, then you're saying, yeah, free media, yeah, you know, it's been mentioned. Heck yeah. So yeah, even the little guys, even the little guppy channels know about it now. I think that's really all I needed to say, other than, shoot, dude, if you are double-sided printing, or if you're single-sided, whatever, don't get the printer that I have. Get the printer that has double-sided printing. I think it's like literally, I'm not kidding, 30, 40 bucks more. That's, when you're thinking about the value versus time, oh my god, you know what I mean? Ugh, it's crazy. Also, giveaway alert. I have a Subway gift card. I think it's worth like, hang on, I'm going back to the face cam. I have a Subway gift card. I think it is worth something around like $15, maybe. But it's yours if you subscribe to me. It's got the pin on the back, so there's no need, you know, I can just send whoever the pin. All you gotta do is type in your name below. Or your username, I should say, not your real name. Good God, don't dox yourself. Type in your username down below. Say something funny. Say something that would be, you know, considered, I'm gonna call G-rated humor. All right, if you think it'd be funny to be heard in the movie The Croods, Herbie Fully Loaded, Ratatouille, any of those types of movies. All right, leave those down below. Okay, I can do it, so you can too. All right, I'm just saying. Okay, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Did I really need to go on for 6 minutes about all that? No. You know what I mean? No. But we're here now, and this is what you guys get for a video. You get 20 minutes of this, and you know what? This was a good hiatus break. I think this was a good hiatus break. I was busy out in the copper mines stealing, you know, the catalytic converters that we have under our cars grow from like stalagmites in caves. Nobody wants to talk about this. It's insane. Why nobody ever thought about that? Like, well, hang on, my dad made mufflers in the GM plant in Saginaw. What do you mean? No, he didn't, bub. That whole thing was a front, okay? For horse racketeering. I'm serious. I just made that up, but I mean, I'm serious. That is absolutely true. All right. I've spoken enough. I think I need to stop talking before the mob comes after me. God, if that does happen, I didn't do it. I would have never have done it unless if it was awesome. I think I speak for myself here. Goodbye. Fang, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience? Yeah. No, I agree. There's nothing you'd like to say? Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience? I think he's scared. I don't want him to be scared. It's okay to be up here, buddy. I know you're camera shy. I know you're gun shy. Jeez.